crazy mother.
What's up, everybody? Nicholas Natt, and you are tuned into the Natt Fitness Method. I am sitting next to an unbelievable individual. He's a great friend of mine. Just a little bit of information about her so that we are not too cavalier. We also make sure we have enough time to actually do the show. This is a top-ranked NPC athlete. NPC stands for National Physique Committee. This is one of the pioneers here in the sport in the Denver, Colorado area. Been able to travel all across the world, and with that, been able to innovate and appreciate some of the understandings and topics related to not just fitness as a whole, but the method behind the madness and why people do what they do regarding fitness. And she herself has overcome many obstacles, challenges, and has an incredible story for you that we hopefully are going to get a chance to know more about. So without further ado, national top-ranked NPC athlete, Sara Hartman. Sara, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So, Sara, we're gonna dive right in. So many people really know you as a bodybuilder. They see you online, they see competition preparation pictures, and they see a lot of the other pieces in the modeling space. But obviously, you're more than just a bodybuilder, so fill us in a little bit about your background, kind of who you are, and how bodybuilding came into the picture.
I mean, on a daily basis, I do hair, so that's where I make my main income. But my passion outside the salon is fully into competing, bodybuilding, and I love the sport. Been doing it for 5 years now.
Okay.
So I played college volleyball, so I've always liked that competitive aspect of the sport. So when I went and watched a local Colorado show 5 year ago, I was like, I want to try this. I want to do this. And after stepping on stage one time, I fell in love with the sport. So I've been almost obsessed with it since then. And competing for 5 years.
So that's kind of fascinating because what ends up happening is like so many people, I think, don't get exposures, and some people do. You know what I mean? Like some people will go and they'll watch their friend do, you know, a triathlon, and they're like, not for me, right?
Yeah.
What was it that you loved about bikini when you saw it? And what was it that like just made you cross the line in the sand and say, I'm gonna do this?
I think seeing like you have to focus on a goal, like how like volleyball, like I had to work hard to play college volleyball. So I liked seeing that people had to do these preps to get their physique ready for a show. And then bikini, I just like the sassiness, the attitude to it, to show your personality off a little bit.
Okay, excellent. Now, when, going in at the time, bikini was one of the newer divisions, right? And so I think they had already launched the women's physique the division, and then obviously, figure had already been a part of it in the women's bodybuilding. And so did you just register with bikini? Were you like, yep, this is it, this is me? How much of the background between preparation, because you come from a team sport, volleyball obviously, like basketball is a team sport, and it requires a lot of devotion, but from a team community. And so it's kind of like, if you fall, the team falls.
Yeah.
If you succeed, the team's succeeding. And so much of the success is not just based on any one person, but an assembly of people. Did you have a background in how much work you're actually going to have to do to get your body ready? And have you ever done anything, by yourself?
I mean, I have background of like getting prepped for like college volleyball. I mean, we would do 2 weeks of just conditioning before we even really touch a volleyball. Like I had the background of that. My dad has worked out for 45 years in the gym, so I kind of have been in the gym atmosphere. I've never done the diet, but I've always known like the gym aspect. So like I kind of knew how to train a little bit. Like I wasn't completely lost when I came into the gym the first time 5 years ago, because my dad has always worked out.
That kind of shows you up a little bit.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
But he does not understand the diet. He'll try to say he does, but he's on a seafood diet. Everything he sees, he eats.
Everything he sees, he eats seafood. Everything he sees, he eats.
I want that diet.
Some of you are on that diet too. I like that. So, from the outside in, you've had a chance to, compete at the top level, and you've had a chance to, meet athletes. You see them come and go. Some of them begin to thrive. They learn from their mistakes, and you've been in a position now where you've been able to work with one of the pioneers in the industry, Komodo. How has that experience been for you, going through different coaching levels?
Amazing. I mean, I joined Kim a year ago after a top athlete told me, like, you have a physique that could be at the top. You need to join a coach that's going to take you there. And it's been amazing being with him. Like, he's taught me so much about the sport. I mean, I've definitely seen all aspects of the sport, being on bottom, being on top, but I don't give up.
Well, okay, so people come in, and I think, they can look at soccer. And Wes is going to kill me for this, but people can look at soccer and they can go, oh, those guys aren't tough, or I could do that, or all they're doing is a bunch of running. Same thing that people can look at basketball and it says that all these guys are doing is really, throwing, and it isn't until you get into the actual sport and you see a level of athleticism or the commitment. So from an outside perspective, people only see certain stuff and kind of playing
They only
devil's
see your
advocate.
physique, how
Yeah, they only see the
great
pictures on
looks,
Instagram, and they see you waking up completely shredded one day. What are some of the things that you've foregone that people are completely oblivious about?
Yeah.
They have no idea.
I mean, every morning I get up and I go straight to the gym and do cardio, even if I don't feel like doing it. And then I get ready and I go to work. Then I go back to the gym
Every day.
every day. And then
Every
I
day.
get
Weekends.
Yep, weekends.
Monday.
Yep, Monday.
No case of Mondays, like you don't get Mondays off.
Monday is like my day to do demos. Like, literally I have something going on every day. So I mean, I have to go to the gym twice a day. So I have to do cardio twice. I have to run my salon. I also am sponsored by All Max and Supplement Giant, so I'll be doing demos throughout Colorado for 3 hours at different gyms. So I'm busy from pretty much 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. So, I mean, I don't really have extra time to hang out with friends. I've lost a lot of friendships in the last 5 years. Like, people will compete and then they'll stop competing and then I lose that friendship. And it's been hard, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I thought I've had some good friendships, and then once they decide to move on with their lives and I stay competing, we kind of went our separate ways when I'm still chasing my dream. So it's been hard. I've definitely, especially this year, I've realized a lot of friendships it's hard to keep those relationships because they see you still chasing your dream and they don't feel like you have any extra time.
Is there animosity in that? I mean, I guess, people graduate like college or high school, right? Or they maybe switch jobs and you guys might be in a similar position. And then what ends up happening is, just like you said, paths go different route. I have a lot of friends who are married and have kids now. And so I don't have kids nor am I married. And so I don't get a chance to see them as much. But I would say that there's still a lot of respect, mutual respect.
I definitely, yes, I have my friends that we respect
but then
each other.
There's definitely people, whether it's the sport or not, that, they, in one way, shape, or another, weren't really conducive for the lifestyle that I'm trying to live. And so through time or through conversations, we just kind of split. So would you say that that's a lot of what's happened in you, like half and half, or is it more one or the other?
I mean, I definitely, the same as you, have friends that have went and got married and have kids, and we definitely still have that respect for each other, and like I could reach out to them if I need something.
So rapport.
Yeah. But I definitely have gotten that mindset, especially this year, because I want my pro card. I want this. Like, I've worked hard for this. Like, I deserve this. I give my all to it. So I definitely surrounded myself with a very small group of people that I know believe in me and will help push me to that level.
When did it click for you that you were like, I have to have people around me if I want to make this work? If I'm getting up and I'm doing cardio and you're making these sacrifices, how important was that for you to say, like, you know what, I might want to do that, or this person might be a good person, but I have to separate myself and only put, good seed in my garden so that you can flourish?
I think it really clicked this year. Like,
This year.
I'm like, this is my 5th year into
5 years in.
Yeah, 5th year into the sport, and I'm like, I know I can get a pro card. Like, I need to surround myself with the right people. Like, I need the people that believe in me to stay in my corner. Like, the ones that don't believe in me.
What would you say to people from the outside in that maybe see how much work really goes into this and can't fathom or understand why people devote themselves and why people would subject themselves to, the kind of pain that this takes. What does a pro card mean to you, and how does that make your life enriching better? That's completely just how that. What is that going to give you that it's not going to give that you don't already have, or that's going to make life better?
I mean, I just love seeing. The part that I love about it is seeing my body change, like pushing myself to the limit, like mentally and physically. Like I love that aspect of it, and I love being on stage. Like everyone always says, like you shine when you're up on stage. And getting my pro card would just, be bittersweet. I mean, doing this for so long, and I want to go to that next level. I want to be in the pro league. My goal is to be on the Arnold stage someday. Like, I don't want to just get my pro card and be done. Like some people are like, oh, I got my pro card, I'm done. No, I want to get to the pro level, and I want to be on that level, which I know is an even harder level. But as my coach says, I'm built strong. Like I'm a strong athlete. I know what it feels like to be on rock bottom, like I could feel like right now after not doing so well at nationals this last one. But he says I'm a fighter and I have a pro physique. So once I get to the pro league, I will know what it's like to feel the ups and downs, because pro league is ups and downs. You could be against the 3-time Olympian at one stage, and you could be against a bunch of new people and get placed all different levels.
So that's really interesting. A lot of people, I think, get an idea that, once you reach the top level, it comes easier, and it's like harder. It gets harder. It's cyclical. How do you find yourself developing the resiliency needed to keep going? Because it's not easy, like you mentioned, and it's one thing when you know that you're going to be facing a challenge. It's another one when you're actually in the trenches taking the hits. How do you find the strength every day to get up and do the simple disciplines when you don't feel like doing that?
I think it's just because I have such a passion for it. I just love it. I mean, I do actually love it. Passion.
Okay.
Yes, I just have a huge passion for it.
Excellent. So you would say that for anybody who's not going to be doing anything, whether it be relationship driven,
There'll be hard times. There'll be good times, but you gotta remember why you love it.
But there's no passion behind it. I think a person can be successful.
I feel like
Okay, you guys heard it from Bird. You cannot succeed without the passion. There's no passion in there. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. You have this superhero complex, and all of a sudden, you're limited because you have to make the simple disciplines and sacrifices. And in the moment you don't have that thing that you're chasing that's directly in front of you, that's taken away, then people let themselves fall off. And so how do you hold yourself accountable so that way you don't see yourself move back? Because that's such a big issue. People will finish shows and then they go on these binges, and it really actually is obtrusive. It moves people back in their life, and they see issues. What are some of the thoughts behind people being able to have a lot more autonomy over that?
I mean, it's mainly your mindset. You just gotta, we all binge after shows a little bit. For a couple days it's okay, for a few days, but you just have to remind yourself, like food isn't going anywhere. So just like slowly go back into being a little bit normal. It's okay to be normal, for a while.
Go back and then structure the balance, mediate.
Find the balance. Still be going to the gym. I have to get my body fat up after shows, just for personal reasons, to get my hormones back in check. But I also don't want to go off the deep end where I have to do all that work again, because I have done that with my local coach.
Sure.
I would blow up 30 pounds because my nutrition and my diet wasn't right. So I would just binge, and then I would blow up, and I would get so frustrated why I have to keep losing all this weight again. But if you have the right mindset and the right nutrition and the right training, I don't feel like you'll do it as badly.
So it's based on system. You have to have the right system.
Yeah, the right system. Yeah.
It's very easy for a competitor to kind of live behind this mask. Kind of live behind this mask and not really recognize themselves as being true and authentic to themselves, because they only want to identify with one side of it, right? So for people who are going through these issues where they're blowing up afterwards, or they made all these sacrifices and compromises for the sake of a goal that was directly in front of them, and then after, whether they've attained it or not, they start blowing up. What's kind of that person?
They're definitely not alone, because I'm like 90% of competitors have probably had that issue. I mean, and if people say they haven't, they're probably lying.
Yeah.
I mean,
gained 25 pounds after 2 days.
The guys gained the crazy amount, that's for sure.
25 pounds in 2 days after my first show.
But you're definitely not alone. I mean, everybody has had that issue of binging a bunch of food and just embarrassed that you've binged all this food. But, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of people out there that you can open up to about it. I mean, I'd be welcome to people reaching out to me about it, because I've been there, like, where you went out to eat with someone and you're like, go out to eat with a normal person and you're still not full, like, because our metabolisms are so fast. So then you'll like go buy something else when you've left with them and go eat some more, because you're still hungry, you think, in your mind, because your metabolism's going so fast. And I've been embarrassed of that, but I know people aren't alone. I mean, other people have probably done it.
Yeah. I mean, like, to reiterate, I spoke to Alex. He would talk about, going and putting his heart and soul into his show, and having it be for a very cavalier reason, because at the time, his goal wasn't something long-term focused. It was something very short-term focused. Because he didn't succeed in winning that show, he felt entitled to go and eat, and like he would go out with his friends, and then he's sitting in bed like the next day with apnea because he ate.
And then you're mad at yourself too. You're like, why did I eat that? Why did I just eat 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies? I just went 14 weeks without sugar. Why am I eating 3 boxes of Girl Scout cookies by myself?
Absolutely. So my advice, guys, is you find something that you're passionate about with the sport that can be self-serving, and it doesn't necessarily have to be competing or the next show. I mean, if you don't have that goal, that's fine. But I think it has to be something long-term driven, because it becomes about discipline. And like Sarah said, it's really a mindset. If you can develop a reason to adopt a mindset, then what you're going to do is live consistently a lifestyle that's going to allow you to make the simple disciplines. You're still going to get up, and maybe if it's not first thing in the morning for cardio, you're still going to do the cardios. You're not going to, empower yourself to go to Winchell's Donuts like I did every single day after a show, because you went 16 weeks not being able to have it and had to say no. You won't, gawk at free food, because again, like Sarah said, food isn't going anywhere. And so I definitely want to be able to address that, because I think it can be so gratifying and so liberating for athletes to get this attention and then feel completely ashamed to showcase their body, whether on media, because they feel like they've lost a sense of that identity, right?
It can cause bad body dysmorphia, eating disorders. Like, I've known so many girls that will binge and then they're mad at themselves for binging, and then I've learned girls that purge. Like, it can go to another extreme. Like, because they're mad at themselves, they just ate a bunch of cookies, but they're like, wait, I don't want to lose my abs that I just worked 12 weeks for. And I know girls that have made themselves throw up to feel like they can stay in that window, but you can't, like, that's not.
Well, that becomes a bad habit, because you make that association that,
and people don't know that side of the sport. Like,
Absolutely.
We kill for these bodies, but people have issues once the shows are over, once there's not a goal in mind. Like,
the last question I have, Sarah, is what is the impact that you want to leave, or your purpose for bodybuilding or in the sport of bodybuilding?
I love inspiring and motivating other women in the sport. It's probably my favorite thing. I mean, if you go onto my social media, I respond to probably 90% of females, because I know how hard this sport can be and how lonely it can be sometimes. So I love that I inspire and motivate other women in this sport at all different levels. So that's one of my favorite things about the sport, actually, too, is passion that I have for the sport, but also helping other women in the sport.
Ability to connect.
Yes,
Absolutely.
connect. Even though it's an individual sport, I think I've always had the team thing in my mind, being a college volleyball player. So even like with my local team that I used to have, like, I was like the team captain. Everyone felt comfortable coming to talk to me, like with Body by O, even though there's girls all over the world. My coach's assistants tell me, like, I'm like the most supportive angel there is, because he calls us Otis Angels. Because I know what it feels like to feel alone, so I like to give people that kind of that team feel still, like that I'm there for them. So
Awesome. Well, you guys have definitely heard from Sara about the do's and don'ts, the pros and cons, the ugly and the beautiful that comes associated with the sport. And I hope that you guys definitely take the lessons, apply them, figure out, most importantly, how you can benefit from them. And if you do have questions, remember, knowledge is not power. The knowledge with acquisition and utilization is what makes you power. So empower yourself. We look forward to connecting with you guys, and as always, be legendary.